Hello, Sang. Here is your sewer scope from today's inspection. This obviously we're in the basement. There's that clean out. Um, Quick drop down into a fair amount of gunk. This is ABS pipe. It looks like dropping in. Kind of a tough turn, and then there's a fair amount of black gunk at the bottom of this connection. I'm going to pull back out here, try to clean off the camera lens as much as possible. Um, it did a fairly decent job coating over it. I'm going to drop back down again. Um, After a bit of twisting and turning, got moving in the right direction. You see that there's like a little lip right there. That's probably the connection point between the interior pipe and whatever this connection point is. It could be ABS, I'm not sure. So it's connecting two dissimilar materials. A lot of times they'll just use a rubber sleeve or Fernco connector to bridge that. I don't really foresee that it's a problem, but anytime that you do have a lip, sorry, there's always the chance that it could be catching stuff. What I'm doing now is running some water, flush that toilet in the downstairs basement, as well as running the utility sink. I'm going to try to wash off the lens without pulling the camera back out. It'll do a decent job. We'll clear up. Here we go. But still a fair amount of film on the lens. So not the clearest of pictures. You get a good look at what's going on. The other thing that we're dealing with is cast iron does have a tendency to hold matter. It'll catch organic matter, cooking grease, things along those lines. So the water is going to be fairly dirty. Obviously, that's a relative term if you're dealing with a sewer pipe. So as we push along the next 70 or so feet, we'll have varying degrees of visibility on the pipe, but all in all, from here out, we're really in pretty decent shape. This is again cast iron metal pipe. So cast iron, if you were to dig this up, the outside would look relatively similar to what it looked like when it was laid 70 years ago. Okay, what ends up happening is the corrosion is found on the inside. This is not heavily corroded. I've seen situations where you've got flakes coming off of the pipe, where it's just chipping away. This is actually in pretty decent shape, knowing its age. Transition into clay pipe. So we're in clay, generally 4-foot lengths. Very common, very typical to have some level of root growth coming in. I don't see any. Basically, it's clear all the way to the city connection. Now, my guess is that in preparation for the sale or just because of regular maintenance, they cleaned the pipe probably within the last year or so. Your connection points are good. You have no big offsets, nothing that's really kind of impeding forward progress, slowing us down at all. The only small bit of root growth, and you're going to see it right up here, this is the city connection. Okay, You see those roots growing right there. That's actually the city line. You've got a little bit of root growth going on right there at the city connection. So roughly 82 feet out to the city. No big issues seen here. Since we don't know the history of the pipe, since we don't know exactly when the last time it was cleaned, like we talked about earlier today, you may come back in a couple of years, or sooner if you want. But 24 months out, come back, run a camera through, and see if there is any root growth coming in, and two, if there is, how quickly or how aggressively did it come back. I'm going to keep the camera rolling as we pull back to the beginning. Feel free to watch the return trip if you want. And as always, please reach out to me with any questions or if I can be of service.